It's time.
Time to meet the women who make a living around fast cars.
Hello, ladies.
This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win. Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beam.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hi, I'm Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel, here in the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on this episode, I'm joined by motorsports reporter Jamie Howe. Now, Jamie's worked at a long list of motorsports events, and she's even worked multiple series in one weekend. And she's talking to us about working her first event at only age 18, what it's like working and traveling as a pit reporter, and her advice for others who want to get a career on air. Stay tuned.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecast, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
And welcome to Women Take the Wheel. I'm your host, Nikki Clark, and with me today is the wonderful Jamie Howe. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And you are, how would you describe yourself? As a broadcast, a pit reporter? How would you best describe your job description?
My current job description, a pit reporter, but I also do a lot of interviews. So I guess broadcaster is more full scale.
See, I don't think people understand just how much you do. I mean, because if they see you at a race, you're like, oh, you go around and talk to people. I see you running. I don't know how many steps you put in a weekend.
Well, just by nature, I move a lot. So I am constantly on the go, and I don't know how many steps I put in. I don't wear a pedometer or anything. Sometimes I'll look at my phone, that health tracker thing. And it's a lot, but it is like, it's part of the job, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of the job is I don't have to hold still.
Well, and that's the thing too, is because it's people, I'm like, you have to keep all the stats in your head. I mean, if people understand, it's like, if there's a car that's running, then you got to go to the crew chief and it's like, hey, all the stats. I mean, you keep a lot up there and keep straight and then dodge cars and...
I used to keep a lot more in my head, but I'll be completely honest. I remember things when I write it down, and so I always have my iPad with me. If you've seen me running through the pits, you've seen me with my iPad. And I write a lot of stuff down, and just little notes to myself, all the stats and all of that stuff I can look up. I keep everything organized so that I can quickly access it when I need it. To me, the more important thing is remembering the people, like the faces of the people that I need to find or who it is that I need to talk to. Those are the things that I keep up in my head. But the stats and, all of that stuff that seems like it just flows out, I have all of that written down.
Yeah, and I think the pictures I have of you, you have your iPad in your hand, which is very convenient.
Yes, I always have it on my hand.
Okay, so I want to start back and go through your history because I have mad respect for you. Because how you got started in this sport. So obviously you knew you wanted to do motorsports reporting. And you started off just at the bottom where everybody else started as a runner. So tell me about that.
I actually did not know that I wanted to do motorsports. I knew I wanted to do broadcasting. And at the time that I started as a runner, I had just graduated from high school, actually. I was 18.
Wow.
And yes, and I was about to start college. For broadcasting, for journalism. And a friend of our family, I coached his kids on the swim team. I babysit his kids. He worked in motorsports in television. And he's like, why don't you just come out? We have this race going on at Road Atlanta. Just come out and see what a live television compound looks like. It's what you want to do. And it was just kind of like a do-good, just a nice family friend. And when I went to Road Atlanta for the first time, that was in 2003, I completely fell in love with the sport. I knew nothing about it. I couldn't tell a Ferrari from a Corvette. Like, I literally knew nothing about motorsports or cars or the way any of it worked. But I fell in love with it, and I became a student of the sport. And that weekend, they hired me. It was Speed Channel at the time and Wheeler Television, and they hired me as a runner. And I went to the rest of the races that year. They traveled me all around the country, went to Canada. Wow. I remember it was funny. I sent my parents a copy of my itinerary in an email, and I was like, I get to fly on a jet. Like, to me, like, cool. It was, like that kind of stuff. It was just so cool. But that was part of what just really sucked me in, was just the beauty of all of it.
I know. And being a runner isn't easy. I did that when at Brainerd one year for Diamond P, showing my age. Yes, Diamond P. And just like running around and all this stuff you have to do, and like everybody else has done, and then you have to tear down. And you're there later than some of the drivers, and you're there before everybody else gets there. So you worked your way up.
Lessons, yeah, they were great lessons.
Oh yeah.
So much learning that happens in those moments. When you are the first one there and you are the last one to leave, because you're taking out everybody's trash and you're hanging up the next day's schedule and you're making sure that the coolers are filled. I met so many people because I was in and out of the production trucks and in and out of the booth and going through all of the various areas of the TV compound. And so I just met so many people that are still, mentors and friends today. Some of them, their kids are now working in television, which to me is just crazy. But it's, that networking and all of those opportunities and just being there and learning from all of those people that I admired at those times, I wouldn't trade that experience for anybody. And all of these, up and coming journalists who are young, and they ask me now what advice I would give them. My advice is to start at the bottom, learn each and every role that's available to you in the world of television. And whether you ever do it professionally or not doesn't matter, because you know how to do it. And it makes you a more rounded member of the TV team.
100%. Because I'm like I said, you're talking to somebody who at my current TV station, I've worked in promotions, in news, in sales, in programming. I know how the whole TV station works. I may not do every job, but at least I know how the whole team works together.
And you know what demand is on everybody else. So in the moments where things aren't perfect and, there's stressful situations, you can better understand what your coworkers are dealing with and how to better support them and not add on to any of that stress. And I just think it's such an important step in the process is that bottom step.
Yep, absolutely. I'm like, I just love it. 100%. And so here's my next question then. So I tried to look at what motorsports you've worked in, and I pretty much think you've worked in all of them. So tell us, what series have you worked in?
The first series that I worked in was the American Le Mans series. Is now IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. It's had different names over the years, but that was the series. But it wasn't when I was on television. So since I've been a reporter, I've covered Star Mazda, what's now part of the Road to Indy, the Patron GT3 Challenge, which is all Porsches, one make series, Speed World Challenge, which is now SRO. All these things change names. NASCAR. I've covered the Toyota Pro Celebrity Race in Long Beach. I covered that for 5 or 6 years. What used to be Grand Am, now part of IMSA, 24 Hours of Le Mans. All the stuff that I'm covering now, NHRA drag racing, NASCAR trucks. I've done a couple of Xfinity races, ARCA Menard series, Moto America with the super bikes and super sport category, the King of the Baggers. I know,
it's like the list goes on and on.
Yes.
And of course, everybody loves you in every sport. I know you from NHRA. And seeing you out there, I should have started with that, the fact that I know you from the NHRA side and coming in the pits and talking to the drivers, talking to the crew chiefs and everything like that. Like I said, and everybody loves you out there. You're so easy to talk to, and everybody respects you out there so much. And I'm looking, and I just looking at pictures. You even did this while you were pregnant. How was that running around the pits doing that?
I did. That was back in the ESPN days. In 2014, I was pregnant, and in 2006, I was pregnant. And 2006 was actually the first year of Fox. So it was an experience. On the drag racing side, it wasn't as hard because we have the downtime in between all of the sessions and each round of elimination. So there was some downtime, and everybody's so gracious. I mean, I remember John Force going to talk to him one day when I was very pregnant, and he was like, "Here, let me get you a chair." And he brought a chair into the area while the guys are thrashing to get the car turned around for the next round. He has this fold-out chair so that I don't have to stand there and watch. I can sit down and watch. I mean, but everybody was just so nice. The hard part was being on pit lane at that time and having to wear a fire suit and, being on my feet and running around in between pit stops and stuff. That was the harder part. The drag racing side was actually not that bad.
How many travel days do you have? Because you travel a lot. So I mean, having a spouse who's been in the industry, I guess that kind of helps with dealing with everything then?
I actually am not one of the people that keeps track of how many days I'm on the road a year. I don't keep track of it because it's all I've ever done. I mean, my entire professional life, my whole adult life, I have spent traveling, and I'm not the same person without the travel. In the off season, it kind of gets me down a little bit by the end of it. And, obviously I love being home with the kids and everything else, but I get down a little bit because I'm ready to get back out. I'm ready to go back on the road and get on an airplane and go watch people at the airport and, that whole side of it. So the support system is a huge thing with being on the road. But again, it's all I've ever known, and so you just kind of it becomes second nature.
That is very cool because, like I said, it's hard to travel, but like you said, that's part of your life. That's what you know. So that's very cool. I just remember being like, oh my God, I just got home. Now I got to pack and repack, and I got to leave again.
It's I think it's daunting to people who don't do it. Like my girlfriends that live near me that also have kids, and they're like, I don't know how you do it. You just got home, and now you got to pack their suitcases because the kids go to my parents' house, and but to them it's crazy. But to me and to other moms that work in our industry, it's just part of what we do.
That is very cool. And now, since you have been in all these motorsports and you've talked to all these personalities, who's been your favorite people to interview? That's kind of the fun thing, is like, who's your favorite person to interview when you're out there?
Gosh, that's a tough question. I don't know that I have like a favorite. I definitely don't have a favorite. Some of the people who give the best answers, like more insightful, thought-provoking stuff, I think Ron Capps is great. You can ask him a question, and he thinks about the question, gives me an entertaining answer, but also gives like a well-thought-out answer. And so I respect everything that he does, and would go to him if I had, my choice to just go and pick somebody. He would be one of them.
Nice. Now, do you have a favorite track now too? Because as somebody who's been to like 25 different tracks, only myself in one series, and you have all these series. Is there a favorite track that you like to go to?
Across the board, my favorite track has to be Le Mans. It's just the history and the bigness of that event, I think, make it just stands out. It's one of those places you go into the gate where they scan your credential, and it kind of takes your breath away a little bit. Just everything that track has seen and been a part of, that would probably be my favorite.
Oh, wow. Like I said, you just travel, you get to see so much. And the other thing I wanted to bring up too is the fact that with broadcasting, they become your family too. To me, I think it's like you have your racing family, and then you have your own family. And so your racing family, you guys are together so much.
We really are. I mean, they're like your best friends by the end of the season. And you have the off season where you don't see each other, and we still talk, and we still have group texts that go on. But when you're really in the meat of it, and it's, every week you're on the road, and you go to dinner together 5 nights in a row, week after week. And that doesn't happen like in normal life, when you're at your house, you don't eat dinner with the same people every single night in a row because you have other things and sports and whatever is going on. And so you spend a lot of time together. They are your family. You depend on them in stressful situations, and you celebrate together.
And so here's another one, going back to your memories. What is the wildest interview you've ever done where you got done and you're like, what just happened? Do you have one of those memories?
A few of them, yes. One that stands out, though, that I remember often was Keanu Reeves won the Toyota Pro Celebrity Race at Long Beach one year. And when I interviewed him as the race winner, we got to the end of the interview, and I'm like, I have no idea what he just said. I was so, he was so hyped up, and he was so excited to be there, obviously, but then to have won it, and, he's very theatrical, and I had to watch it back. I'm like, I have no idea what just happened.
Oh, I think I would have been the same way. It just would have been like, oh my God, that's Keanu Reeves. You just look pretty. I don't care what you're saying. You just look pretty, man.
Yeah.
But that explains a lot of all his action stuff. That he walks the walk and talks the talk, that he actually can drive really well.
Yeah, he does.
I think one of the fun interviews I saw you in last year, too, I thought was very cool. You shared the racing desk with Ron Tobler. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, my gosh. That was so fun in Charlotte in the fall. And Ron was so nervous. And I kept saying to him, like, you have nothing to be nervous about, Ron. You know this sport better than anybody on this broadcast. Like, you've been a part of it your entire life, and you have nothing to be nervous about. But he was, and he got through it, and being able to sit next to him as he was relaxing throughout the day and becoming more and more engaging with the camera and the guys that were up in the booth, it was really special. It was cool to see him step outside of his comfort zone. Somebody that, as a crew chief, he's accomplished everything. To see him outside of his comfort zone, that was really cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was hoping to see him again, but I'm like, oh, you had to go back and work for a car. And what does he do? He takes his driver to the final at the first race.
Yes, and he, I need to talk to you about that because I didn't go to Pomona. So I need to talk to you about that because when we were in Charlotte in the fall, he said nothing about going back to work. He was enjoying retirement with his wife, Ellen, and so I need to figure out how all that went down.
It's like, you didn't tell me.
Right.
Yeah, and like I said, he's so smart. And he knows so much. And I would never known he was nervous. He did an amazing job with you when you were on the Deuce. And by the way, I'm a big fan of having that sports desk. I thought that was really fun to have that.
That was, I think we'll see it a couple of times this year. I think that was well received. It gave us another area to get away from the track visually. So I think that's something we'll see again.
Yeah, and we get to see you this weekend. In fact, it's kind of funny. As soon as we're done here, you're on your way to Phoenix for the Arizona Nationals.
Yes, so I go to Phoenix this afternoon, and we'll be out there for all the qualifying sessions and eliminations on Sunday.
Have you ever had to work 2 races in one weekend?
I have a few times. Last year, actually, that weekend that I did that Charlotte desk with Ron Tobler, I worked 3 races that weekend.
What?
So I did, yes, because I did the NASCAR Trucks race at Bristol that was on a Thursday night, and then I went straight to Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama and did the Superbike race on Saturday, and then left Alabama and drove to Charlotte to do the elimination show on Sunday.
Wow, that is insane.
So there are several weekends where I work, where I do double duty, and it works out because the NASCAR truck races are often on Fridays, which then gives me Saturday and Sunday where I could be on Superbikes or I could be on NHRA.
Wow, I'd be like waking up each morning, okay, where am I at? What race am I going to today? I have to leave a little Post-it note.
Yeah, no, that happens.
Oh my goodness. And so as we wrap this up, I usually ask advice, but you already gave your advice that you're a start at the bottom and learn everything. That's your big piece of advice, correct?
Yes, that would be my big piece of advice for somebody just getting started. Just network yourself and learn how the industry works, like actually learn it. But to people who want to be on air, I think that you have to have curiosity, a natural sense of curiosity, or if you don't have it naturally, you have to come up with it. And if you can do that and be in the moment in all of those situations, I think the world is yours.
Nice. And where can people find you if they want to follow your adventures on social media and see what race you're at and see what you're doing? Where can they follow you at on social media?
So I'm on Instagram. Jamie TV is my Instagram name. On Twitter, I am Reporter Jamie. Everything goes, to Facebook. I don't think that people really go to that, but
no, it's mostly
everything's
instant Twitter lately.
there. But but I post a lot of stuff from the racetrack on Instagram.
Wow, and so you give them the behind the scenes look at what's really going on out there, and that is just awesome. Well,
yes, thank you.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Jamie, and I appreciate it. And when you see all my guys out at the race this weekend, please tell them hi, and I miss them.
I certainly will. I'll tell everybody you said hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search for Women Take the Wheel. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Women Take the Wheel with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.